Hi,
Hi, Mom.
I'm Megan.
Welcome to Sacred Soul Mornings. I'm
Wow.
Megan. Our favorite hobby is talking about spiritual stuff, and we are spiritual seekers. And we are here in another spiritual book, the Tao Te Ching, deep in chapter 20. That's where we are.
Oh, yes, and can can I ask you a question? It has nothing to do with this. What's on your palm?
Band-Aids.
Okay. I thought my eyes were
Fashionable. It's Band-Aid.
okay. At least it's not my eye. That's
Oh,
what
I just, it's,
Oh,
believe me,
okay.
everyone notices them. Um,
And me too.
they're purposeful Band-Aids.
Okay.
Okay. Well, chapter 20 of the Tao Te Ching is a little bit of an outlier, amazingly. It is a little bit kind of personal sounding. It sounds like Lao Tzu was maybe having some feelings, like us.
Oh, like us. And like we've mentioned before about the ebb and flow of our journey on this earth, the ebb and flow of, if you think about spiritual things at all, I mean, if everything's up here all the time, there's probably something wrong.
Yeah, that's true. Or you're on some major mind altering something.
I don't know. I mean,
He wasn't in this chapter. He didn't
yeah,
sound too happy, honestly. I know that maybe it was detached.
detached is a good word,
Hmm.
and kind of purposefully detached in a way, maybe because we were just saying too, talking about this a little bit, that instead of like everybody around him was going on with life and busyness, kind of like what happens around us right now, and like on the treadmill of
Happiness,
life,
vacation.
and appearing to be happy. I'm thinking about there's a Bible verse I can't remember, but about the end coming or whatever, or something like that, and that there would be women having babies, and there would be women nursing babies, and there would be people working out in the fields. And I'm thinking that his experience, and it wasn't about the end of the world or anything like that, but his experience may have been like that. Everybody's out
Well,
there.
that verse, that group in the Bible probably was talking about this type of end of the world awakening, though. It probably was not talking about the world burning up. So yeah,
Yeah.
it probably is very aptly connected here. That didn't just pop into your mind for no reason. Because some people are out there nursing babies. I'm not anymore. Yay. Some people are putting eardrops in the babies and doing their eardrops, and some people are doing the eardrops in the babies and having spiritual awakenings at the same time. That's what that meant.
And I know that, um, just think me, put myself in maybe his shoes or whoever uh, compiled these words, um, that sometimes I have to remind myself when I am maybe feeling kind of blue myself about whatever it might be, not anything in particular, but being at this point in my life, this stage of my life.
Yeah.
And seeing people out there, and I have to remind myself, hey, that's their time of their life, and they need to be happy right now. They are planning to buy a house, or they are planning to have a baby, or I don't know, those kind of things are what I'm familiar with, or they are getting a new exciting job, and it's their time. And so that made me think of him a little bit being detached, and maybe he wasn't feeling real happy, joyful thoughts at the moment, but he wasn't saying they are all wrong either. Everybody else is.
Saying he was saying this is what I observed. So like the title of mine makes complete sense. But up until now, everything has been flow, 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 in the flow. Everybody's in the flow. I'm in the flow. It's so peaceful if you're in the flow, right? And then this one's called An Infant Yet to Smile. And he is the infant yet to smile. And so he has been a seeker his whole life. He got on his donkey, left, went up to the mountain, right, in some cave and sat there by himself. And he thought of all these wonderful things. And then he like got maybe to the pinnacle. Maybe this is the pinnacle. I don't know. There's like a lot of chapters in this, but maybe we're like kind of getting up there. And he goes, "Oh, rats. Maybe I did get back to the beginning of what I'm supposed to be using my being for." And then wait, it's so scary there, an
Mhm.
infant yet to smile. So all of that we talk about oh, like taking off all the robes of social conditioning, right? And getting back to our self, our uncarved block. and he is the infant finally. But how does it feel to be the infant before the social conditioning of a smile, even?
Mhm.
This
Mhm.
is what
Mhm.
he found. And what was that little book you read? There was a little book that was also about the similar path of seeking. It was a man who wrote it. You read his stuff online. I can't remember.
Tender, something.
No, 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 not that deep. I mean, no offense to this guy.
Okay.
It's the one that you read is his stuff, like he's kind of like really extroverted personality. He wrote this little book. It was like kind of like I was like, Mom, this book's like kind of crazy, but it talks about, I don't know, the afterlife, and I can't remember what it is.
Tenderness. That is that book about
Oh, it's
tenderness.
not Training in Tenderness, Mom. It is not the Buddhist book or whatever. That's not. It's not it. Anyway,
Okay.
no, it's like this guy used to be an accountant, and then he was like gave it up and like had this
Oh, Mike Dooley.
Mike Dooley. Okay, sorry, Mike Dooley, if you ever hear this. I don't know if he's an accountant, but he's a regular guy, you know?
I do, because I
Yeah.
read his stuff. I read something
He's
every day.
got this teeny little book that's just as powerful as Training in Tenderness. He's just his personality is more like us and less like Zen. And it's got a beginning and like half book, and then it has the other half of the book. And he says, okay, so you've already got this book. You read this far. He's like, if you read any more, your life is going to change forever and we can't fix it.
It
That's
is kind of
where
like
Lao Tzu is. Lao Tzu is saying, oh
that.
man, okay, I can't go back. My
Yeah.
understanding of life
Yeah.
is so different now that I can't go back. And
Yeah.
so in here he says things like, let's deconstruct all that social construct, right? Do away with learning, and there is an end to sorrow. Okay, great. And then he's like, how different is yes from no? There is no difference. You take away language, you take away symbolism, you take away social imitation, neuronal mimicry. Good doesn't differ from bad. We're all just
Mhm.
little animals
Mhm.
running around. You know, what others fear must surely be feared. Such propositions confuse, and there is no end to them. Okay, so it just becomes really silly, all the things that we have constructed ever since falling from the garden, right? And he says, others rejoice as if at a great feast. So he's watching everybody else live lives doing normal things like gardening and cooking and working and grieving and dating and whatever. When they gaily ascend a terrace in spring, I alone am forlorn. I don't know how that could be translated differently. He's, whatever. He says, giving no outward sign, living like an infant yet to smile. I am listless as though I have no home. Others
Mhm.
have superfluity. So I just said silliness, but it's the same. They're just living it. And I alone am lacking. Mine is the heart and mind of the pure fool. The multitude are bright and lively, I alone am dull. The common folk are alert, I alone am sluggish. Restless
Listen.
as the ocean, drifting endlessly. Others have means, a purpose. I alone am adult, a pauper. Unlike them, I prize the nourishment of the mother. So him being a seeker has led him to this place. Of course, there's more to come in the book. He doesn't stay in this place, but there definitely is a repeating theme of I am not of this world.
I
With
know
we'll see.
one of the things that popped into my mind too when he said he had no home, and that made me think of Jesus,
Yeah,
roaming around, and he didn't have a place to lay his head.
have place to lay his
That's
head. And his home city was not the place that he could be valued. His
return
work
to,
was
yeah.
valued there. Nobody liked him there. Maybe even his own family was like, "What are you doing?"
Maybe.
And once we, metaphorically leave Eden and start putting on all our clothes, instead of being naked, we put on our social constructs of dialect, language, accent, how we walk, how we talk, our hair, gender, um,
Yeah.
purpose.
Yeah.
This happens.
Truly, and not saying that I'm so spiritually developed, but there has been spiritual growth that I didn't necessarily ask for. But then I have been a seeker too since.
You don't might not ask for the growth, but you asked for this answer.
Eventually, yes, for the
Maybe
answer.
not the way you wanted it.
But there is no going back. It's
There's no
absolutely true. There's no going back.
and it's
Even
that you
if
just
I feel
can't.
like Lao did, even when there's times of feeling like Lao.
And I guess this is what a lot of people too, like when you struggle with deconstructing, is that the word from religion, from
Mhm.
organized religion, you go through this and you have that dark night of the soul, like maybe even struggle with atheism for a while before you can come to some bigger feelings.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's so hard to explain with language.
It is.
Apparently, Lao Tzu had that difficulty too. But anyway, so some people think this might be a spurious, it's a Christian word,
Mhm. Mhm.
spurious passage in the Tao Te Ching because
Mhm.
it's so out of context um,
Mhm.
compared to what he is writing with his peacefulness. But
And furious means I'm just wanting to say it out loud, but not written by,
Lao Tzu,
uh-huh,
that could have been
possibly.
added in. But I don't even know if it was written all by one man anyway.
Mhm.
But I don't,
But right.
I think it's valuable. I
I
like
think
it.
it's helpful too. And I was just, that made me think of something else that I wanted to say. Oh, and it reminds me of the Bible too, because this little book, this little book about Lao wrote, or supposedly 81 chapters, wasn't divided into chapters in the
No.
original.
And it
And
wasn't a religion.
yeah, it wasn't a religion. It wasn't divided into chapters. And so later, somebody divided it into chapters and purposefully divided it into 81, which I don't know the symbolism, but 9 times 9 is 81, and something about a perfect square. And I don't know what the symbolicness is, but there probably was some symbolic reasons why it was divided into 81 chapters. And this chapter is one of them. And anyway, I know one of the things that one of the commenters spoke about was, the healing or the spiritual growth can kind of sometimes feel long. And Lau, or whoever wrote this or spoke it, uh, probably felt like this is long and this is, a struggle a little bit, or maybe just flat. This is not doesn't make me real happy. This doesn't make me real sad. It's just flat.
Yeah.
And that part of a practice is, though, to go and find just a minute, even if it's just a minute, and whatever you're going through that's unhappy. And hello, I seen you moving. Did you move me around?
The ghost pickup. I don't know what that was. Woo! I did not. That
You
was
didn't do that?
I didn't do it. How am I
I
supposed to
didn't
do it?
either.
Well, I don't know,
Well, anyway,
Mom. We
no, to find a little minute of joy. And one example, and we've mentioned before, is to go out in nature, or to focus on something that's nice out there, or a
just
song.
go. I know this is the thing. Go
Um,
with the flow. It's just to be, that is the purpose, is to just be in it and
yeah,
feel. Like just
yeah.
be here and feel. That's the whole purpose of being here is feeling. That's the
Mm.
senses. Like that's what we're doing. We're playing the sense game because it's
Mhm.
entertaining, apparently. No, I don't know what the rest is. I'm
I
not
have
there.
to
I may
laugh a
have to.
lot, I tell you. Hmm.
It's the ability to feel. Because if you know everything and everyone is radically honest, it probably gets a little monotonous.
Well, and that makes me think that when we're done doing our little podcast, I'm going to put my walking shoes on, probably, and go for a little walk out in nature.
Yeah, and I'm probably going to indulge in more snacks.
Okay. And not that I am happy right
Like
now, but I
that
mean,
earthly
just,
blessing of snacks.
yeah, there you go. Yes.
Yeah. So that was it. I don't have anything. To me, it's such an important chapter. It's so deep, but
But
it's
that's,
so
I
real.
mean, yeah, it's real. It's a very real
Yeah.
chapter.
Oh,
And
but I had a thought.
well,
No, I was thinking, I remember listening to Wayne Dyer. I just told you that when I was on the phone with you earlier. I remember listening to some of Wayne Dyer's speeches, after he was diagnosed with cancer, which really kind of shook him, like it would shake anybody, especially since he was someone who had previously been like, I never get sick, I don't get viruses. because I'm in such a state of alignment, and I like him very much. I'm not making fun of him, but he would say I don't even get colds anymore. I'm sure he didn't get as many colds, but also in my mind I'm thinking, well, how many young children are you around? Are you around a toddler?
Hmm.
Do they go to daycare? I mean, I do believe in this energetic stuff, but at the same time, I also, whatever, we're doing the human game. I'm around little children. I'm not sure if anybody's immune, but if you're not around them, maybe you're healthier. Okay. But he got cancer. And
Hmm.
his cancer prevented him from being able to do the very things that he thought were like part of his important routine of keeping him healthy, such as his hot yoga, his walking,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
So it changed the way he talked about things to go through this part of the experience too. But there was a period there where he was kind of really unsettled, I think, like
Mhm.
anybody. But I remember him talking later on after that period about an apathy he had about death. He says, yeah, he was, I mean, might misquote this, but he was like, I might be around a funeral and everybody's really grieving and crying, and I'm genuinely not. Like he's really wasn't. He was like, I'm happy for them, but I'm also just kind of apathetic because once you have the understanding of our souls and where we're going and where we're not going and who we are, you don't
Mhm.
have that response to death.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that is uncomfortable socially,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so that's just one little thing, that kind of explaining that feeling that happens. It's not a numbness.
Mm-mm.
It's just a kind of more of a knowing. I don't know how to explain it. An acceptance of what is at such a deep level that it's unshakable. It wouldn't matter who came in and told you otherwise because you know exactly who you are and where you're going and everybody else. I mean, you may not know the physical place, but you don't have doubt about it. And it makes you kind of like not grieve
Is the same way. Yeah.
same way and not have fear in the
Mhm.
same way. And then have a strange detachment about some of the social causes. And I remember listening to him talk about that too. And that's hard for me because at the same time, I get very worked up sometimes, so not as much as I used to, about injustices happening in the world. Um, or even locally, or even with my own family with racial things or immigration crap or um, whatever's going on in Gaza. I don't know. That's horrible. But but there becomes kind of this feeling of like, this is all part of a much bigger picture.
Mhm.
And I am ignorant if I think the bigger picture is not part of it. So that might make me not a social justice warrior when other people think that I don't care. It's not that. It's just I have a little different awareness. It's
Accept-
hard to explain that.
Accepting that there is a bigger picture
Yes.
and
Yeah.
that God and all is much bigger than
That nothing's out of
um,
control and that we are not alone fighting. We're not, nothing gets done with fighting, first of all, even if it's for good. The pushing of energy does not change. It has to come from bigger things working all together. I don't know.
yeah. We have certainly this past month we've had a lot of things to that we make us feel kind of empathetic with
Gosh, well, so has
um
everybody.
well
I think
in the
everybody, probably
situation.
the entire world is. I don't think we're being narcissistic by saying a lot of people are seeing what's happening in the United States and watching it. I know Europe just had our president there and they got to meet him, and um, they had very loud bagpipe playing during when he talked. I don't know who did that, but
I didn't see it. I didn't hear it. I read a
in
little about
Scotland's bagpipe had some passive feelings, I think. And if they didn't, it was hilarious. But anyway,
it.
I don't think anybody is immune to the things that are causing us to go, what? I thought we had arrived as a society so far down the road from where we are. And behind the scenes, apparently there were still some wrinkles that needed to be ironed out and they had to surface so we could see them.
I guess so.
La, la. Every day is a journey.
It is. I was getting ready to say the same thing. It's a journey.
Mm,
Um,
mm.
I know here I'm coming back around to the same topic that you
Oh, I'm getting
were
stressed.
talking about, but saying that People need to stop being just, and I feel like that it was talking about me, like it seems like I am just waiting and holding my breath and thinking, well, it will be, this 4 years will pass,
I don't know.
but we don't know.
I don't
Yeah,
know. We might be in a whole different, I don't know. I
yeah, I
don't
know.
know.
Anyway, so it can really take you down the path of wanting to be a little bit detached,
Well, I
kind of
mean,
like,
I have people I know I'm close to that have decided to leave the country. Yeah. For fun, because they can, they have the means to. They've decided to
mhm,
just go somewhere else. I know,
yeah,
so yeah, it's for real. And all socioeconomic levels that I talk to, there's some for real things with feelings. Oh, but anyway, it's
yeah.
bizarre. But yes, so this is a good chapter, again, as all the chapters are, to leave breadcrumbs so that we know that other people have felt the same way.
Mhm, mhm. And went ahead and just day by day by day by day did it,
Day
did
by
the
day.
journey.
Yeah.
I don't know if there were anything else that,
Resonated with this one.
yeah.
No, I think it's the humanity of this one made it kind of easier to understand. It just felt like any of us.
I know one of the things that was written that he or whoever it was that said that these words were probably added later, this portion of that book. But anyway, I he said, or whoever it was, I am different from ordinary people. And that part made me feel for him because I definitely feel like I'm different than ordinary people. Must I fear what others fear? Must I like what other people like? I do know, and I will say this, I am so grateful that because after I came back from
Visit.
visiting up here with
Yes.
you, and I came back, it was so good to go to yoga
Hmm.
again. And it is a mixed practice. I mean, it's learning how to breathe, it's learning how to do the poses that help your body, it's learning how to um, try to get into the moment and be mindful of the moment. And being around people that I was thinking about, I am different from ordinary people. Well, I think I'm in a room of people that are not ordinary people.
Yeah, when you look exactly. Yeah, we talked about that when I was there, I think. But like when you look at the city of your city and the amount of people in it, and the amount of people who are in yoga, and the amount of people that go to your yoga class, teeny percentage.
Yeah.
And
And,
the amount of
and
people in yoga that you can talk about these things. Oh, teeny, meeny, meeny, meeny percentage. Mhm.
And it would be a very teeny weeny. Even the people I walk around, friends I walk around the lake with, we don't talk about these things. But I
And
enjoy,
even
but
like
it,
my new difficulty, of course, I talk to my kids about these things. I talk to you about these things because we've all been on this journey. And I think that's common in some families. I do think that's common. I think even Jesus probably was raised in a family. The Essenes, maybe they were raised in a group that taught things generationally. But now my big thing of trying to toe the line and be authentic to myself is I'm helping people um, you know, portray themselves in a way that's authentic to their beings, and be successful socially how they would like to be. But also, we're dealing with some deeper identity issues and what it means to be this or that or whatever. But anyway, and so obviously, with my spiritual beliefs being like, this is all a play. I think I said that this week to somebody. I said, oh, this is all a play. I was like, everything else is all a play. So you can choose whatever you want to do. You can sound like this or whatever, and it's all fluid and it does not matter.
Mhm.
Oh, but how far do I go with what I say? That has been
Mm.
really difficult for me lately
Yeah,
to figure
yeah,
out that line without being up on Looney Tune land. But the
Mhm.
right people seem to show up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
And some
Yeah,
people need some breaks,
yeah,
and then
that's
we
okay.
come back to it. Yeah. But anybody that comes to talk to me about that kind of stuff is already probably seeking. Because otherwise, you'd be like, I am me, I am fine. Even if I hate myself, I am me, I am fine, I hate myself. But if you're saying I am me, I want to be different, And there's a little crack there.
Hmm. And they are seeking, obviously, because I had to find you on the internet anyway.
Internet.
Seeking. Um, so how many more minutes do we have
We have
left?
about 7 minutes. So we need to talk about the next chapter.
See what this one's going to be about.
Can't wait to hear what
Chapter
you're.
21.
Yeah. The grand power.
Hmm.
What's it say? The teeny weeny power?
No, it's not opposite, really. By being it. So the grand power by being it. Maybe it's it with a capital I. I don't know. It does have a capital
Well,
I.
don't lose heart, people who like this to be a religion. We are back to the regular type of Tao Te Ching chapter. I'm just looking at it. Not as human. It's very flowy, very cloaked in metaphor. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Mom, for contemplating this book with me the past couple weeks. It'll be good
Yeah.
to do the next one.
Yeah.
Get back on a weekly schedule, hopefully.
And actually this chapter was this chapter was very meaningful to me.
Perfect timing.
It
Perfect.
was.
It always is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm glad to have a discussion with you about it.
Me too. Okay. Well, remember that life is a journey. I think we said that earlier, and it's not a checklist at all. There's no checklist because there's nothing right or wrong we have to do. That's fun.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
go
interesting.
forward with that piece today.